It says I'm live. Well, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day, good night, wherever you are. I'm sending you the very, very best. This is Biz to Biz with Joy. Leaders leaving legacies. It's Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and wherever you are, welcome. It's great to have you here if you're here now or you come for the replay. Every week, I bring you an interesting topic. My name is Joy Ruffin. My work is as a style and leadership consultant, a signature style specialist, speaker, executive producer, TV host, and podcaster. It's a lot, but it's all connected, it's all aligned. My work predominantly is with women who are transitioning, second act, second chapter, third chapter, midlife. It's all verbiage. It means that women are ready to amp up their wow factor. They are ready to step into their power. They feel a little bit sometimes overwhelmed, a bit of anxiety, stressed, confused, not confident as they need or want to be. And they're ready to stop spending and wasting money and step into their power and feel their power, knowing that they are munificent in many, many ways. This show, this broadcast, Biz to Biz, was created because of the pandemic, because I have another live streaming broadcast that I do on Wednesday nights. It's named Leading Ladies Leaving Legacies. So a few men were asking me, well, can I be interviewed? And this is something that, for me, it's a pleasure. I enjoy putting other people in the spotlight and having other people hear your story, your journey, your mission, your calling, what you're about, and sending it way out over the stratosphere. We go out over a lot of different platforms in Leading Ladies, Leading Legacies. And my aim and my intention is to get this live streaming broadcast going out over time in the same way. But for now, it's solo for me while I'm putting things together, tweaking, so to speak. So every week I'm coming to you with a different topic. This topic blew me away because my VA sent me a little notice because sometimes I'm not as on top of things as maybe I ought to be. And she said, your post was taken down. Google took your post down. And I'm thinking, why? And the same thing happened not too long ago, as maybe some of you will recall, with Facebook. So I'm saying, what's going on here? But sooner than later, I guess, suppose Facebook, after going through and over all of the things that I've been posting, saying, and content, they said, I think she's safe. And they put me back. I didn't have to change anything. Now, this is the second time that Google has taken me off. So I'm thinking, well, what could it be? Because it can't be my content. Porn and vulgar and foul, don't like, never use that. But I did this title. I'm saying, well, maybe they're thinking something's with the title, because the title is Why What Lies Beneath You Seek. Not porn to me, it's not whatever. It's your key to moving forward. And my underlying meaning, which I'm going to share with you here tonight, was that's what it's all about for all of us. What lies beneath? Isn't that something? So we'll never know, because somehow all of these big giants, and don't we all have a, if not a love and appreciation for them in one way or another? Hopefully someone, I did attempt to contact them. You can never get a human being. And if you get a robot, oh my God. So we'll just have to wait and see. In the meantime, I'm thinking, well, I don't think it's a title, What Lies Beneath You Seek. It's our key, yours and mine, to moving forward. And for those of you who don't know this thing about quotes, which I'm bringing more and more into the fold, I found this quote, which connects and relates to the title and what we're going to be talking about tonight, which is leadership. And this quote goes something like this. And this is a quote by one of my favorites. I bet yours as well. As a young girl, and then a young lady, and on and on and on. It hasn't stopped. I fell in love with literature and poetry and just reading all the classics and everything. And Ralph Waldo Emerson was one of my favorites. And this is a quote from him. And he said, now I changed the verbiage, and I'll tell you why. He said, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. You get it? Of course you do. Well, I changed it. I changed it to what lies beneath us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Because what lies within us is budding, it's blossoming, it's wanting to awaken, and stir and scale and soar up. Oh, indeed it does. And that's for every individual. It all depends on how keen and in tune and in sync you are with that inner being, that inner soul that speaks to us when we listen. So, what's within us is where we all began. And that's why my repetitiveness in repeating over and over again, especially for us women, in that my work is predominantly with women, we have to gain our emotional healing, security, and intelligence so that we can rise above and keep soaring into our greatness. I think it's a great quote. And it's still the oldies. The oldies are still good. A lot of the new is brilliant as well. But somehow I always tend to go back. It's not because I'm a happy senior, it's just because it works. So what lies beneath? When it comes to leadership, one of the things that I mentioned here in my post is that true empowerment comes from within. And as I mentioned before, one of my friends said to me, empowerment is when you're able to enable others to empower themselves, gathering all the tools, the information, the knowledge, the wisdom, the insights that they need. And you can't do it alone. None of us, no matter how brilliant. And if I didn't say, which I get carried away, if I didn't say welcome, I'm going to say it now. Welcome. Where is my welcome? Welcome to Grow Your Business in Style. I laugh at myself all the time. I hope you do as well. I hope that you know that you are welcome here and that everything that we share here with you is to empower you, for you to take it and have it enable and ignite something in you that gives you an extra edge, so to speak. And then, as always, if you can share the video out, that's just another blessing, and not in disguise, just a blessing that's embraced and welcome. And thank you for that. My website, which we're still tweaking somewhat, is pretty much available for you to peruse through and get a much better handle on what Joy Ruffin and leadership and style and leadership and a signature style specialist is all about for you. Because even though I work predominantly with women, I love men. I work with men too, and I love to put men here on Biz to Biz and have them share their stories and their journey and what they're all about that will impact and empower and give benefits and values to others. But when I talk about everything comes from within, and I put in my contents here, and I wanted to make sure that I mentioned this in my sharing with you tonight, because that's what true empowerment is really all about. It comes from within. And so many people seek and look for the muse. Well, it's there. It's just there waiting to awaken for everyone. Many of in that my background is predominantly 99.9% fashion style. That's what came naturally and innately to me, that I began to master the skills and the art of it in all the different ways that it has to be. And that's why I do the work that I do. But one of the things that I discovered in the budding stages, so to speak, of learning about the fashion industry is so many of the designers. And by the way, never ever will you hear me dismissing and being dismissive of men. There are men, lots of them. Our assignment is to find them, who are powerful, and yet they're honoring with high regard and respect women who have that for themselves. They're not looking for boy toys, girl toys, arm hangers. They're looking for women who are equal to them in their knowing of who they are themselves. These are the men we seek. Those of us women who are in the process of stepping into our innate God-given power. And I say that because for women, however it happened, it happened. So many of us, and still many, are riding around in this bubble, running in the maze and drinking too much of the Kool-Aid and caught up in this fashion where it's still about your sexuality and your true femininity does not reside there. It's your mindset. So that's why I say that the beginning of your leadership, my leadership, our leadership is knowing who we are as women, our integrity and the honor and the loyalty and the respect and the love that we have for ourselves, the beauty and the character that we project has to be authentic. Now, today, more than ever, because it is time for women to really step up with no anger, no resentment, no in any way emasculating, however small, slight, or tiny you think it might be, men. I say this in love, and I really do say this from my heart and soul. There's no blame to men. However it started, whenever it started, we go forward. That's why I put on here moving forward. Going back and analyzing and deciding why it is that men have always had the power and we took the back seat and stepped aside and allowed them, even though we were most likely many times the strong suit. This is not the time to go back and analyze that and bring up all the why. And I'm a why person. Why? I always have been. I hope until my last breathing breath, I still am. But this is not a why. This is how are we moving forward now in love? No judgment, no being negative and critical and criticizing what was. It's time to move forward and to move forward with the integrity at the highest vibration that you can bring forth so you can blossom. We can all blossom and grow together. And the joy code, which I created, it applies to everything. Balance. It takes a lot of that. That goes back to that emotional healing, security, intelligence, the balance of scale, proportion, and fit in everything that we do. That's what's being called forth now. And we need to learn how to apply that. And it is a learning process. Been on this journey forever. The journey never ends. It's always ongoing. And until we can embrace that pivot, that change, that transitioning, we're not going to be able to embrace our innate God-given power because we do have it. And that said, along with that goes a lot of leadership skills that we develop because we're here to impact and ignite others to be able to embrace and uplift and impact others with their gift and their skills. And you can't do that if you're not being authentic with yourself. And sooner than later, people will see that and feel that. I talk about the authentic maturity, and especially for us as women. This is not to say, please do not, oh, it will happen anyway. I'm not negative, it just will. This is not in any way to negate or say or be dismissive about men gathering their maturity, emotional, together as well. Even those who are powerful, we're always in need of growth and evolving into the best of ourselves. So there are plenty of men too who are in power, have power, and have high regard and respect for women who need to pull together more of their emotional. Now, we have always been females. What shall I say? The front runners when it comes to emotions. That's a fact. You don't need a psychologist or a psychiatrist to share that with us, but we know that. But one of the things that we need to do is find our balance. Each and every one of us. And we don't, and we can't. I don't like the word never, but it's seldom that we're able to do it alone. We do need each other. We need each other so that we can bounce back and forth and grow in that way. I think what's really happening for all of us now is that We are being called forth to step up and step out in love, not judging, not blaming. It's so easy to look back and blame everybody for everything, but we have to take responsibility for ourselves. And this is a time for all of us to begin to spiral and rise and scale up, up. Scaling down, which is what so many in the, and I say this because it's a fact, you see it everywhere in the fashion industry, but yet you can also see, if you are intuitive and you are insightful, you can see the change beginning to happen in the fashion industry for women. Most everyone who knows me, they know that leggings, jeggings, and tights are not my favorite for many reasons, but you're beginning to see the high-low now, where this part of the body is being showcased in a different way, which is much more classy, elegant, sophisticated. It shows more grace, dignity, and that's where we're headed. And slowly but surely, the straight leg slacks, a little bit of a flare, these things are coming back, because no matter how beautiful the body is, and all bodies, BODY, all bodies are beautiful. Yet how we showcase and how we spotlight that body when we're standing in our power makes all the difference in the world. So what we're going to be doing is asking all of us in leadership to step forward in your truth, your authentic truth, honoring yourself first so that you can honor and love others. The best sign of your leadership is, how are you showcasing, spotlighting, and highlighting the best of you? What influence are you? And this is one of the many ways in leadership that you begin to engage and get the know, like, and trust. People hear you, they see you, they perceive your integrity, they feel and they hear your honesty, and they say, I think I want to connect with that person. And then it's a tap dance that you do until you really get to know one another. But how you influence people is by being your authentic self. And then if you're not, sooner than later, they'll come and they'll go, because you're not going to stick around if they don't feel that you're being sincere in your delivery of who you are. And by the way, before I go any further, I've said, and if I haven't, I know I did, but I can never say it enough. I'm always grateful when I see you here, because I know how active everyone is. I'm tired of the word busy. Busy, busy, busy. Renee, it's nice to see you here. Wonderful. I don't look often at my comments, and I need to do that more often. And if I'm guilty of it, which I am, please forgive me. I'm grateful when I see someone here is in the audience tuning in. And I get so involved in my conversation, which is not a good thing. I'm not bragging, that I sometimes forget to say thank you for being here. I'm also going to invite you, if you are not a member, this is my Facebook business page link. You can go there and you can see what we're doing there. But more importantly, you can join the group. And this is a link to join. Take a screenshot, take a snapshot, and join the group, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. And I say all the time, because you belong there. It's a fabulous group of women, and we're all slowly beginning to connect and mingle and get to know each other, to share, to collaborate, because that's my intention. At heart, I am a connector and love being one, and I would love to see you join the group. And the other thing that I want to share with you, and that we're midway here, I have a free complimentary masterclass coming up on March the 16th. This is the link. Take a snapshot, a screenshot, and I have it scrolling through as well. Go to the Facebook business page and my Leading Ladies page, and I think I have it posted everywhere else, and register. You're going to gain so many tips. And you know, being from the fashion industry, I have learned so much over the years that most of us, one of my friends, she has this expression that mama didn't teach us, mama didn't know. And that's true for me, and I bet it's true for many of you. We fly by the seat of our pants, hang by our shirt tails, because we like pretty new and popular. Well, if you really want style and to find out and get to the core of who you are and always show up as your best self, that's not going to be good enough, especially as we go into our golden celebratory years. That's how I like to say it. We just can't do that. We can do whatever we want to, but if you still want to have style and be memorable and unforgettable, then you're going to want to attend this masterclass. It's going to be awesome because I'm going to be delivering to you a lot of tips and tools that mama, papa, they didn't give us because they didn't know. And things are changing, so aren't they? And not slowly, which is good. But yet we have to know, back to leadership, we have to know from within who we are and how we stand in our influence and our power. And then when we are true to ourselves, with the integrity and the honor and the loyalty that we give to us first, then only then can we give it out to others. And that's what a signature style specialist is all about, delivering to you in ways that will benefit you and give you value what we didn't get. I didn't get it. And I attended the Fashion Institute of Technology. It was only after leaving and then dabbling back that I began to say, there's a lot that we just didn't get. And especially as we began to age. And one of my friends said to me, I like the expression, the golden years. Oh, but did she nail it for me? She said, oh yeah, they're golden years, but a lot of people dread them when they ought to be in the process beginning to celebrate them. Not because I'm a happy senior, but that resonated to the marrow of my bones because it's true. It will not be true if we have not began to understand all of the beauty that is within us, that's changed, that's altered, but yet is still there. So I want you to be thinking about how you can go and spiral up more and more so others can see your shine, can get your wisdom that you have to share and share it in a way where people want more, because they feel that your sincerity is there and it's all about them. The ability to be able to influence people is great. One of the things that I've come to is also that we all have divine power. We do. Most of us have not learned how to use it. Some of us are not aware of it, but it's there. It's there waiting for you, for me, for all of us. And when you began to awaken it and embrace it, you began to see that it will take you to the divine portal. That's your uniqueness, your originality, your individuality. You can tap dance around it until then, but not until you really begin to feel it from within. And again, how many times will I say it? Oh, I say it a lot. Emotional security is what we as women really have to be about. That comparing and jealousy and envy, those things have to go. We don't have time for those. I'm talking about those who are in true, authentic leadership. You want to be about applauding and celebrating others, whether they're at your level or not, because just because they're not at your level doesn't mean you're any better. There's no one better than anybody. They're just different stratas. And if you don't embrace that, then this is not a home for you. And we want this to be a home for you, a place where you can come and connect and be among many others who celebrate what you're about and so applaud you and make connections for you back and forth. And that's what real leadership is about. Leadership, this is what I'm, for those of you who don't know, I love the Clubhouse. They are segueing, changing a lot. It's an audio platform only, but it's a great platform. And it's one that I loved from the beginning. Haven't quite received my wings there yet, but my partner and I are certainly working in that direction. Sonia LaRae and I are attempting in every way to get this up and moving. But now they tell us that the rooms, the clubs are moving into houses. That will be by the end of May. I don't know how that's going to fly. It doesn't matter. Popping in and out, however it flies, we most likely will be there. But what happened is that I'm popping into this room today, which was on leadership. And leadership is what most people want to be about, want to be a part of, and want to be a leader. But to be a leader takes more than wanting it. It's work. And here's what was profound for me that was taken away. And my assignment is to leave it with you. This person, I don't remember their name, but it's okay. They said that the thing that happens with most in leadership is that a lot of people go into leadership and they want to be loved. And that's a good thing. Because when it's the right leadership, the love is automatic. It's a given. because the need and the hunger to want to be loved can't be the end all be all of your leadership skills and abilities. Now that sounds a little, but when you really think about it, it's true, because if you are true with integrity and honor and loyalty to who you are and in love with you, not entitled, not an ego that's out of whack, you are going to want to be the best leader that you can be. And the love will be automatic. But whether they love you or not, sometimes you have to say things that people need to hear and they're not ready, but they have to receive it, or you hope that they will. And hopefully, if they want to be in leadership and they're in that process, they will get the message that you're delivering. Here's a mantra that was given also. It says, and this you can use everywhere because it applies. And it says, I am love. I am beautiful. I am wealthy and healthy together. That, if you say over and over and over, it begins to seed in you. And all of those words that we mentioned here, trust and love and health and wealth and compassion and growing and evolving into all that you're here to be, that's what lies beneath you, waiting for you to seek it out. It's waiting for you to explore and go in and find out, what is it that I'm here to be about and do? And sometimes your calling, as is mine, won't be something that people will embrace initially right away, because people are not as welcoming and embracing of change as they ought to be, as we ought to be. I'm guilty too. Not everything, but a lot of things. Change is not easy. And we all get used to things. We get too comfortable. And comfortable is not good in anything. To have a good time, to enjoy yourself, and to have a pleasurable evening or afternoon, day, morning, whatever, that's good. But often, all the times, no. We need to scale, spiral up, have discoveries that make us, force us to think a little bit. And I am so guilty of sometimes wanting not to dabble in things, because it's not even wanting to make a mistake. It's that you don't want to upset the apple cart or damage what was there. The same thing with the computer. To my tech guy said to me, Joy, you can't kill the computer. You just can't. Don't worry about it. Do whatever. Sooner or later, it'll come back. Everything's being backed up anyway. Well, little things like that, simple things. So I digress. But let me say to you this. Every week when I come to you because my intention is to share with you what we all need to hear, whether we want to hear it or not. And that is that you are love. You are special. So I end with this. I send you every week much, much love. From my heart to your heart. May you be well and stay safe and continue to spiral up and seek that gift, that greatness, and that genius that is within you, that's waiting to be awakened. Much love, my friends. Have a great week and join me tomorrow night. All the best. Cheers.